You are now listening to Talk Your Jits podcast.
And welcome back to the Talk Your Jits podcast. This podcast is, as the name implies, all about jiu-jitsu. I'm your host, Lamar Smith, and today's guest is a blue belt who trains at House of Jiu-Jitsu located in San Antonio, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Lopez.
How's it going, guys? How's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, man. How you doing today?
Good. Just getting back from training, daily training as usual.
Gotta get that grind in, man.
Always.
All right, well, let's give the people what they want, man. If you want to formally introduce yourself again, by all means, and let's hear about your jiu-jitsu journey.
Yeah, so my name is Frank Lopez. I've been doing jiu-jitsu I think I'm going on 5 years this year. I'm probably a baby to compare to everybody out there. But got into it. I was in striking martial arts for a while, taekwondo, boxing, Muay Thai, growing up. And then I realized I was like, I'm missing a big part of my game, which was ground game. And I went to go out to try at my local gym at the time. And I just got demolished, dragged, absolutely just smashed everywhere. And I was like, what's going on? And that was it. That's all it took for me to get addicted to the game,
Nice. So so the school that you at now, this is where you started jiu-jitsu, or this is kind of like where you've been at recently?
This is where I've been at recently. I want to say within the past year and a half or so, a little bit under. I started off in McAllen, Texas, which is about 3 hours closer to the border.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Mexico, right next to it, McAllen, Texas. That's where I started off. Great people out there, great coaches. They'll push you to your limits. I will tell you, one of my coaches was like 6 months in, I was a white belt, no stripes on me. Go do a comp. I was like, what are you talking about? What does that mean?
Right. That's crazy. So did you do it?
I did. And I actually placed second out of
Nice.
people bracket, so it wasn't bad.
So with you being what you doing other martial arts, what was it about it like jiu-jitsu that was like, all right, this is it, this is what I'm going to be doing?
I really want to say is it might sound cliche and everyone says it all the time, the fact that it's such a chess game, that one little thing can lead to another one. It's just a catalyst. It's just a chain of events, and it just keeps like one deals to another and to another. I think the main thing was instances where you have new people come in who are very active, very, very active, and they're very gym inspired, and they're like, I'm bigger than you, I'm gonna crush you. And and when you have that year and a half in, it's like, wow, no, you're not.
So I never really asked this, and that just dawned on me because I was talking to another guest about that. Like, how does that feel? Like when you first started training and you thought you were like the shit and got mopped, and then fast forward to like those new people that come in that's thinking like how you were when you started, and then you mop them. Like, have you ever really thought about that?
I have sometimes, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll tell people, for the sake of helping everybody, please slow down your game. Please don't try to double under anybody. This fits 100 people max. Please stop.
Right. Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'll go as far as that, but if it's I don't know, it's kind of a neutral feeling, but it's kind of like, wow, I've come a long way since then.
Yeah, because I think about that all the time, man. I've been doing this for like the last 6 years, and at our school, we done seen so many people come and go, big guys, strong guys, just thinking they're just gonna walk in and just wreck everybody, don't make it past like their first trial of class. So it's funny, man, seeing that stuff come full circle, because you were in that boat one time, like, yeah, I'm a big strong guy. I shouldn't have no issues with nobody here, and get mopped by the smallest person in the room.
Here's the thing about me. I'm a black belt in taekwondo, before
Okay.
I came into jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
So the ego was definitely there. I will admit it. It was like, what is this gonna do to me? And boy, was I wrong.
So with that being said, with when it comes to like other martial arts that you obviously you're very proficient in, how is that dynamic compared to how it is with like jujitsu? Like, like the camaraderie, the community and everything else
Yeah.
like that.
I feel if I were to compare jiu-jitsu to any other sport, would probably be boxing and Muay Thai. But even then, they all interrelate a little bit. I feel Taekwondo is a very uh, privileged sport, if I could put it that way. It's
Okay.
expensive. It's
Mm-hmm.
expensive. You want to compete, it costs a lot of money. Um, Putting hours on the mat, you have to do privates. You have to put in a lot of money to get a lot in return. And I feel
Mm.
jiu-jitsu is like, hey, you want to train, you want to roll. I have a buddy in a garage that we could go roll right now. Or
Right.
it's like, hey, I'll open up the academy right now. Like, hey, I can't pay. It's fine. Just help out at the gym. You have a lot of situations where it's not only jujitsu, but it's a brotherhood and sisterhood or just a family that you grow into. And it's kind of like trade for trade sometimes. Or it's like, I'll help you out in a bad situation, but you can still roll with that person.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know?
because I don't hear a lot of well, maybe because I'm not even in those type of communities with other martial arts, but I often wonder that because I I'm a witness to like how the community can be so helpful, how the brotherhood is built so strong when it comes to jujitsu. Because I talk to everybody I train with almost every day,
Yeah.
so I always wonder that like how is that with other martial arts versus like jujitsu?
And I will tell you, jiu-jitsu, let's say you don't have money for a gi, right? You just like, hey, t-shirt, just buy a swimming t-shirt and some shorts with no pockets and come to no gi class, right? For
Mm-hmm.
example, comparing to Taekwondo, you have to buy the uniform, you have to buy protective gear. There's even special shoes that you have to use to kick on the mats. The protective gear that's on top of that, and then on top of that, the monthly fees, et cetera, et cetera. And you have to you have to pay for belt testing. It just becomes a lot. Yeah, no, it becomes a lot of money coming in for you to get something out of it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it, man, because just jujitsu alone is, obviously with fees and gym maintenance and stuff like that can be very taxing, but like paying for for extra equipment and mm-mm, I wouldn't be able to do it. The
I
funds
was
wouldn't
lucky
let
enough
me.
to be a black belt at like 15, 16-year old. So I still live with my parents. My parents still paid for everything. So I was like, thank you, parents.
Thank you. Thank you. So do you still compete or that was just like a one-time thing?
Jiu-jitsu, yeah, I'm still actively competing, looking into making a name for myself like all of us out there.
Okay.
Looking to be in for Fight to Win, Submission Hunter Pros, Worlds, just getting out there, man.
Yeah, I was just thinking about like doing one of those fight to win like the submission only matches because it seems so fun, man. Because it can be one of those matches that can go in like 2 seconds or you down there for like 20 minutes. So just I'm very very curious to see how that feels because I've done
Yeah,
grappling
no,
industries and I'm trying to do Naga this month. But yeah, doing like a fight to win type deal. I'm really looking forward to doing one of those.
I will tell you, I did feel the difference. I just got off Jiu-Jitsu World League,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to do grappling industry. So a lot of the local stuff, just whatever came to town, right? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
let me step out of my shell a little bit, go into the next phase, Worlds, which is World League, whatever. And different. It's a whole different environment. Locally, you go to 1, 2, 3 matches. That's it. Everyone's a little bit overexcited. And you go
Mm-hmm.
to Jiu-Jitsu World League to Worlds, you have these people, 2 seconds there's submission, 3 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I'm like, well, okay, that's how we're gonna play.
Oh, yeah, man. Because I mean, well, you're a witness to it, like the time at a jiu-jitsu tournament is like an all-day event. You're there 6-7 hours for like 2 matches because you're doing like two different divisions, man. So I wouldn't mind going to a tournament that only lasts a couple hours because everyone's getting tapped.
Yeah.
Because waiting, like, you know, going there waiting for your match and then waiting another 2-3 hours for your second or third match is like, it's killer in itself, man.
I was impressed by this guy out of Cayo Terras, out of California, black belt. He has a blue belt under him. No kidding. Maybe 20 seconds, goes for a leg lock. That's it. Game over. And that's his whole game. Every single match was a leg lock. And I was like, okay.
Hey, man, if it works, it works, right?
I do agree. Yeah.
Gotcha. So how many tournaments have you done so far, if you remember?
At white belt, probably in the 10s. And then blue belt starting off in the 6s right now. Some lined up this year. So
now, do you think if your instructor never pushed you to do that first tournament, you think you'd have been doing them?
Maybe, maybe not. I'm a very whatever. Whatever happens, you know?
Right. Yeah, because
maybe not.
You just gotta step out there because I kind of regret not competing earlier in my jiu-jitsu career. I waited till like end of purple to be like, you know what, let's do a tournament. Let's see what happens. And now it's like looking for the next one. I'm like, man, I should have did this so much sooner. But you know, it is what it is.
Now, I am curious about that because I have heard mixed things that people don't start competing to brown belts, black belts, and they start winning. They just start racking up these wins. How does it feel to be competing at like within the purple belt instead of starting earlier?
Man, it's one of those things where it's a love-hate thing because when it comes to tournaments, well, I don't know how it is with Worlds or anything bigger like that, but I know for a fact that with smaller ones like Naga and Grappling Industries, it's very limited on how many matches you have. And, you know, the only way you're going to get a good couple matches if you're doing multiple divisions. Like if you're doing no gi, absolute, and gi, you'll probably get like maybe 3 matches.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because our brackets are small, man. We'll maybe get like 2 or 3 people, if that. Because this one time, one of the guys I competed against was in the middle of his match, and they called him over the PA to come to another mat. So he's under the guy like, hey, yo, I'm right here in the middle of my no-gi. And they ended up DQing him for that because he wasn't ready.
Okay.
So we like, how does that work? But yeah, he's like, I am in the middle of a match and my name is being called for another match. So because I think he was doing absolute, and I think since it was not that many people, I think they started the no-gi in his bracket at the same time, and that would end up happening. So it's definitely nerve-wracking when it comes to competing at a higher belt because not many people do it. Versus like blue and white belt where you might get 6-7 matches in. As far as like brown and like, you know, sometimes purple, but brown and up, you might get a round robin match. You might get someone from another division dropped out, so they have to merge another division with you to get more matches in. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
That is crazy to think how like it starts to die off as you get higher in the belts. Because I mean, my bracket recently just coming off of Jiu-Jitsu World League was 15 people.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But it starts like that all the time. Like when I did Tap Cancer Out, I was looking and it was like we had like maybe like 8 or 9 people when they first registered. So I'm getting excited. Like, oh man, we're gonna get about good 3 matches in. got there. Only me and one other guy showed up for our bracket, and then there was like another two like smaller brown belts. No, I'm sorry, not brown belt, purple belts. So they was like, well, we don't have enough people, so we're gonna do a best 2 out of 3 in your weight class and the best 2 out of 3 in that weight class, and we're just gonna call it that.
Okay.
So I was like, that sucks. That sucks. I was like, man, I was ready, man. I was so ready for like at least 3-4 matches. But only had like a best 2 out of 3 with the one person, and that was it.
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's very insane.
Very, very insane. But
because I mean, you're training mostly like a few months before, right, or a few weeks out. Your cardio is up to par, and it's like, oh, okay, we're done.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like you think of competition, so you want to get yourself in that mindset of pushing yourself hard and making sure you give it everything that you got, just to be like, nobody in your division showed up. So you have the option of either going down or going up, or usually they let you go up, but either going up or down in weight depending on where you're at. And it's like, all right, I guess I'll take what I can get. So.
How do you, man? That reminds me of the times that wherever you just get a second place out of nowhere because the other person dropped, and I'm like, okay, thanks for the win, I guess.
Yeah, that's how it usually be, because you'd be like, it's a group of, like I said, like it's a group of y'all. The next thing you know, it's like, I'm still on the podium, one match, silver, because it was only me and another guy.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess that's a win. Yeah,
a win's a win, right? But mainly, I think it's because when it comes to upper belts, a lot of people are eventually, are probably opening up their own school, or trying to do something a little bit more personal, so that way they don't have time to actually train, compete, and teach. Because I mean, that's what I usually see, and I talk to other black belts before about that. Like you'll never see too many black belts at these tournaments. Like you may get one super fight with black belts, but other than that, it's usually kids, white belts, and blue belts, and then a sprinkle of purple. And then like that 0.1% would be brown belts.
Yeah.
Got to find that balance, man. And it's hard. It's very, very hard trying to run a school and try to make sure that your game is good enough to compete while you're worried about 12 other people.
Yep.
It's no fun. No fun at all.
That's why they wear the white belt, the white stripe on the black belts. Have you heard of that? Yeah.
And that's I haven't heard about that until I started doing this podcast.
Really?
One guy that was supposed to have been on it. Was he a guest? I'm not sure. I got to remember. But he sent me a picture, and I'm looking at his belt, and it's a black belt with a white bar. And I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah,
so I messaged my instructor, and he was like, oh, that's just for upper ranks who like to compete, not necessarily teach. So that's this, they're black belts, because they earned it, but they just rather just compete than just teach. So it's a white sash versus red sash. I was like, oh, I didn't know that existed until today, type
yeah.
Deal. So that was a shock. That was a real shock to me, because I thought you get that from just becoming a black belt, but I guess you can be a black belt and not be a teacher.
That's the thing. I myself recently saw it a couple worlds ago. I want to say 2022, 23, early 23. Whenever we started competing again, that they opened because of COVID and whatnot, and I saw that white bar, and I had the same question. I was like, "What's going on? Why is there a white bar instead of a red?" And then same thing. They don't want to teach, or they prefer not to teach, and they prefer to compete. And it's the whole giving back that a lot of black belts feel like, hey, should I be giving back or should I be competing? Should I be a little bit selfish with myself? And I was like, that is a very good discussion. It was all on the website that I was reading. I was like, okay, that's interesting. The perspective, how they see it on the whole white bar to the red bar, teaching or not teaching.
Man, I don't think I could do jiu-jitsu and not teach.
Right?
Like I don't see how that's possible. I mean, they probably like maybe look at it as like their focus isn't in teaching, but they wouldn't mind teaching, but that's not their main focus. Their main focus is their competition career. But to me, that all goes hand in hand because I learn more while teaching versus actually, doing the stuff myself, because you get that different perspective when you're watching people roll, and it's like, oh well, I can't see that from when I'm rolling, so it just wakes something up in you when you get to see it live in action,
Yeah, that is true. I usually
But
feel
that's
like that
that's just
whenever.
me.
No, and I agree 100%. Like for example, you have Gordon Ryan, big name out there.
Mhm.
I don't think he's teaching out out in Austin
I don't
or
know.
doing
I don't
anything.
think so. Yeah, right now I think because he's sick or whatever. He's recovering from whatever he had, but because I think he was just he was talking about having a match with I forgot who he was just talking. Was he talking to Nicky Rod again about another match? Or
I
somebody
saw,
he
I
was supposed to
saw
have another match with.
I saw a meme that they wanted to do the Nicky Rod Gordon Ryan, but they wanted to get Nicky Rod tested and Gordon Ryan too. And I was like, of course, that had to be a joke in the conversation.
Yeah, no, right. I'm like, what? Just we know everyone high competes like that juices, so just go
Yeah.
take it, just get on the mats, man, handle it and call it a day, man. Who cares? Because I think they just this is like a few months ago when they were talking about not testing anymore for IBJJF and whatnot.
Yeah,
I'm
since
like,
what's his name? Mika Gaval got disqualified, or he got his title stripped a couple of months ago.
yeah, it was like 8 of them.
Yeah.
It was like 8 high level competitors that that popped for was it PEDs or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, that's scary. That is scary to think about that. But hey, if they can put on a show, man, why not? Let them kill themselves. they knew what they signed up for when they stepped on these mats.
That's not necessarily the whole PEDs, but whenever it's a weight cutting, I definitely feel it in my weight class because I'm 168 weight class, but everyone's cutting 180, 170 down, and you compete with these people who are 168, quote unquote, right? And I'm like, dang, you feel like you're 175, almost 200. I'm like, dude, like getting tossed around here in some comps, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Like, there's no way we're in the same weight class.
Exactly.
There's no way. There's a guy I competed against a couple times. I think he's a couple pounds bigger than me, but he looks like a mountain. Like, because he's so fit. So I'm like, dude, there's no way we should be in the same weight class. He's like, man, it's just the luck of the draw. I said, I guess. I was like, call it what you want, man, but you're way too big for this division. He's like, but that's what happens. Like when it gets to like 230, 225s, it's like 220 something and up is one division. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, yeah, man, I can't keep competing at this high, this high weight class, because everyone who's in the 230s and 240s have always been like just stupid jacked. Just they go to tournaments and just leave and go to the gym type looking dudes, man. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that. As much as I go to the gym now, it's clearly not enough. I need to find more time to go, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
No, and it definitely makes it gives you that one intrusive thought, and it's like, should I cut weight? And that's it.
Yeah.
It came over after that, and it's like, man, I did it myself for a while. I used to compete at 155, 150. It's how guys don't do it. I know a lot of people are a fan of that. I said no. I'm like, no, I'm done. No more 150 division. I'll stick to my 160 and up.
Because I think the first time I competed, I was like 240, and the guy I went against was like 260, 6 something, just solid muscle, just a brick wall. And I'm like, if this is what I have to compete against at super heavy, I'm not doing this no more. Like, no. So I got down to like 220. So that's like in that like heavyweight division, which is okay. But I'm like, yeah, man, I gotta get out of these big guys' way, man, because I'm not gonna be able to survive this. Granted, I'm used to rolling with big guys, but it's different rolling with high competitors that are
Yep.
that big and they can move their weight so well. It's a whole
That
different ball
moving
game,
your
man.
weight so well. I know black belts for 135 and they feel like they're 200 pounds. And I'm like, what? How? Teach me the ways, because that's crazy.
Man, just that pressure, man, that learning the body, learning where to put the the right amount of pressure on certain spots can make the smallest person feel like they're about 300 pounds.
Yeah, I learned that sooner rather than later.
Oh yeah, man, because our school, we're a small school, but we are a what we call like smash style jujitsu. So a lot of
Oh,
pressure passing and stuff like that.
mhm.
So it's one thing to like learn it and experience it like every single day. And then when we get those times to go train with other people and they experience it, they like, what the hell is this? Like, man,
Yeah.
so much I couldn't even I had to focus on breathing before I could even focus on like doing my techniques. And then I'm like, yeah, get used to that. That's exactly how we move, man. Exactly how we move. So I'm used to having, rolling under pressure and whatnot, but it still sucks. No matter how much you get used to it, man, it still sucks. Being trapped under
It's
somebody and feeling like you just can't do absolutely anything.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting how different schools are and how they teach so differently. We focus a lot on mobility, not too much on pressure passing, but a lot of just movement, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. What's next? The next chain of events. And the old school I used to be at, they used to do a lot of pressure passing, and holy hell, that's where the 135 black belt was.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, damn, that's something. I will give you guys props for that. That's
It's a whole different beast, man, because like the couple schools I visited, they were both sport, the athletic style schools. And one time I went and I trying to keep up with these guys' speed. I'm like, yeah, there's no way in hell that they're used to going, 90-minute classes, just straight, just gunning it balls to the wall the whole entire time. And I'm like, maybe like the third round in, I'm like drenched in sweat, breathing hard. Like I can't do this, man. Like, no, I gotta slow these fuckers down. So the next time I went, I played my game and was able to like work a lot more because I was like, no, I can't match speed for speed with these guys. Because this is what they used to. They used to going 90 straight as soon as the bell ring. I'm like, nah, we just gonna play around for a minute. I'm gonna let you tire yourself out. But then when you realize these guys don't get tired, so it's like, all right, so I guess I do gotta work just a little bit, but it's fun, man. It's fun getting your feet wet with different styles of jiu-jitsu. Because you don't, like you said, you don't realize that until you go to different schools where you got like I said, our school is more pressure. Your school might be more a little about being mobile, being more athletic, and whatnot. Just like with karate and everything, like you have different forms of karate, even though the bases are the same, the movements are different, the striking is different. So yeah, getting your feet wet with other different styles, man, definitely open your eyes to the fact that there's more jujitsu than you realize.
Man, that's probably another going back to the question, what got me so addicted? That's probably another reason that jiu-jitsu is just infinite. There hasn't been an end to it. I mean,
Right.
Keenan, he just created a whole new guard system with the lapels back in what 2000 something, like in the 2000s area. And it's like him saying, "Hey, why don't we use the lapels? Why don't we use the belts? No one is using them." Obviously, it goes against the traditional jiu-jitsu and the traditional Gracie, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And it's what got me so addicted. It's like, okay, if this guy can create this, what's next? And what's next?
Right.
And people are just coming up with new things.
Just like the whole buggy choke.
That, yeah.
And I've, because you never think like everything has been in jiu-jitsu has probably been seen, and then the buggy choke comes out, and then it's like, all right, now everyone's doing the buggy choke. And I think I saw I think it was during the EBIs, somebody did a buggy choke, and then he caught him in a reverse buggy choke.
Yes, I know. I
And
think
I'm
everyone knows what
like,
you're talking about.
I'm like, come on, man, really? So you're gonna be seeing that, because that's worse than flying triangles to me. Because like once
Yeah.
flying triangles was a thing, like you saw so many people going for those. You know, a lot of people didn't, hit them because it's so dangerous to me. But now it was like buggy choke is a new thing. So yeah, but yeah, it's constantly evolving, man. And from the time I started until now, there's still moments of like WTF when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you think you've seen it all, and then someone comes in and show you, oh yeah, you've been doing a arm bar, or you've been doing a triangle this way, but let me show you how to do it this way. And it's always more efficient, more quicker, and more, more fluid. And it's like, come on, man. I thought I was done, but you're never done. When you think you've seen it all, you haven't seen enough, man.
Funny story about the boogie choke. I tried it once. I got a hip cramp. Never doing that again. Never in my life, man.
I don't have the legs for it, man. I don't have the body length for it. I saw it. I was like, I'm not that flexible. And no, I'm okay.
I tried it once. That's all it took. A hip cramp. If anyone has gotten a hip cramp out there, if you've gotten a hip cramp, it is the worst pain in the world, man. It sucks. It's absolutely horrible. It's like my hip is gonna break or something, man.
Yeah, I'll take a Charlie horse first, like more than a hip cramp. Because
I'll take a calf slicer or any of that variation over a hip cramp, man. I'm serious.
Oh man, yeah, it's cool, man. I like to see these guys, these more younger athletic guys, just come up with new stuff, man. It just keeps it fresh, It keeps jiu-jitsu alive. It's because you're going to see those high level people or those younger people that come up with stuff, and you're like right in the midst of it. So it's like, oh man, there's something new. Let's try it. Even though it can't, even though you may or may not be able to do it, it's just the thought of like there's something new out there that you could potentially have.
And even the blend of what.
No, go ahead.
The blend of what jiu-jitsu is becoming now, like the whole wrestle judo jitsu, the wrestle judo jiu-jitsu community now. I don't know if you've seen it, heard of it, that it's like now people are going into the no-gi space, being a lot more athletic, going for these crazy throws. Now you have to be in 3 times the shape of what you used to be. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, man, it's getting wild, dude. But I would have imagined jiu-jitsu taking off the way that it did, and just really trying to pinpoint like when it actually happened. Because we all can just go back and say like, oh yeah, the first UFC, when the Gracies just demolished every single fight style. Like, yeah, we can all go back to that, but it's really trying to figure out when did it just like instantly switch from like this taboo sport to like almost being mainstream, like almost regular cable television type deals now, because you had like all these like like the EBIs, you have ADCC and whatnot, but like now it's like almost every organization now has some form of jiu-jitsu organization now, and it's like when did this happen?
Oh, man, I will say it did throw me off when I saw, at least for me, where I felt like I was like, okay, jiu-jitsu is becoming a lot more mainstream, when I saw Tom Brady in a gi. When I saw that picture, I was like, wow, okay, Tom Brady, man, how does he get cooler? Or Mark Zuckerberg now doing jiu-jitsu with Michael Musumeci.
Yeah, you started. I think that's what it was too. Like when you started seeing or hearing about celebrities that like does jiu-jitsu. Like, we literally just talking about this, like, like the Keanu Reeves and, like you said, like Mark Zuckerberg did a tournament. He did a couple tournaments. Tom Hardy is freaking killing it now. He just got his purple belt. Who else? Dave Bautista just got his. I think he just got his brown belt, and he opened up his own school.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? So it's like just being able to see, like I said, like this community grow so vastly, and how it's incorporated with everybody now, and no matter what the age is. Barry Bonds, he just got his blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And to be thinking like, man, I'm in class with a MLB Hall of Famer, and I'm choking him out. It's like, yeah, like not many people can say that. Like, yeah, I just choked out Barry Bonds, or I just got choked by Barry Bonds, or like I've been trying to get in, like trying to find like the guys that competed against Tom Hardy. It's like, man, how was that? Like, how was that rolling with someone of that caliber?
Man, I have seen so many memes about that competition saying like, you just lost to Tom Hardy. What better can life get?
Right, like you can't beat that, man. It's not like, oh, I got beat by some local guy. Like, no, I got beat by Bane.
Yeah. And the references to he was forged in darkness. That's why you lost. And I was like, I love this. I love this community.
I know, man, but it's so many, man, so many that we can name off. I know we were talking about Ashton Kutcher. I think he's a brown belt now. So it's like, damn, dude, like people will find time to do jiu-jitsu. Because you're thinking these celebrities have these very crazy and hectic schedules, but they're still finding time to train as much as they do to stay up on it and progress the way that they're progressing. And it's amazing, man. It's amazing. Because I know for myself, and I know you probably can agree to this too, like you'll find time to do jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
It's at that point where it's like, yeah, jiu-jitsu will be done.
Yeah, no, I highly agree.
Like no matter what, jiu-jitsu will be done.
We used to have 6 a.m. classes, 5 a.m. classes, and I was like, man, I never thought I would wake up that early. And then I was like, I'm here in jiu-jitsu. It's 6 a.m. I'm hungry, but let's get it done.
Yeah, I miss our 6 a.m. classes, man. They used because when I found out about them, they do, man. They do. It's like coffee, man. It's like a good strong cup of coffee. Like you wake up, you're groggy, you're like, why am I doing this? You're driving to the gym, it's dark. It's like, oh, why am I doing this? You get to the gym, get started, and it's like, man, I don't want to go home.
Yep.
Dang, it's over already. The sun's out. Yep. Damn it. All right, I guess I'll go on with my normal day. Because when we started morning classes at our school, we had a guy who couldn't make it to the afternoon class, so he started doing mornings. And then I rolled with him one day, and it's like his game just skyrocketed overnight. So I'm talking to my instructor, and he's like, "Yeah, man, Nick has been coming to morning classes now." I was like, "So what time is morning class?" He's like 6:45. It was like 6:45 to 7:30. So I was like, I'll see you Wednesday. So I was like, I can't let this guy come in and just outshine me, man. So me and him was like the only two in morning classes for like a good while. Me, him, and an instructor. So I definitely saw my game take off from the extra classes, and then it just got to the point where it was just me and my instructor doing morning classes. It wasn't, everyone was invited, but only me and him showed up. So it was like, all right, we treated it like a private. And after a while, I was like, dude, I just saw you yesterday. Nobody else is showing up, so we're gonna put a pause on morning classes. But I might have to bring those back, man. I miss those early classes to get started, dude. So much fun. There's no better way to get the day started than choking somebody out.
Man, I'll give you one better. Once you start putting in more than once a day class, that is a whole game changer.
I know it because I'm at the point where I'm doing two a day, just going to the gym. Yeah, I'll go in the morning, and then I'll come home, chill. Me and my wife will go at night, and that's been fun. But I'm like, man, 2 days doing jiu-jitsu, That's next, man. That's next.
Yeah.
I gotta find a partner to want to do that. I can't find nobody. Everybody's like, dude, 6 in the morning. Are you serious? Yes. Like I want to do 6. I want to get up 6 in the morning. Come on, let's do this.
The key is offer them coffee one day, and that's it. They're hooked.
I know, man. We gotta get that back, man. Because a lot of people I know are itching for more classes. So we'll get it to work. So do you prefer morning classes over your afternoons?
Man, I prefer doing twice a day classes, but since I work 8 to 5, and then I have like a commute from the gym, and it's a whole mess to do it in the morning. Sadly, I could only do it in the afternoon. Yeah.
I understand that, man. I understand that. Crazy work schedules, man. But like I'm at the point now, dude. Like if I start working a job, if it don't work out with my jiu-jitsu schedule, I can't do it. I'm just that committed to it. I'm like, nope. Tuesdays, Thursdays, I cannot work. Like, those are my days. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I cannot work because those are my jiu-jitsu days. I don't care about working weekends. Every single weekend, Tuesdays and Thursdays do not touch. Everyone knows
I did have a period of my life where I used to do twice a day morning, but the morning at that gym used to be at 10 a.m. instead of 6 a.m. So it was a weird schedule, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. But it was like wake up at 9 a.m., go to jiu-jitsu 10 a.m., eat something, chill for the rest of the day, then afternoon class. I was like, this can't get better. Life can't get better right now.
Oh man, I'm gonna start doing that, man. Start doing that. See if I get some afternoon classes in, like like that 12 to 1 or 1 to 2 classes, and see how that works out. See if we can get some more bodies in, because I'd be bored. I'd be sitting around like, I want to go to class right now.
That's me at work. That's me just scrolling through TikTok or watching on YouTube, and it's like, man, I could leave right now.
I know, right? Especially when you scrolling, it's like your mind is you scrolling, you see a technique, you watch it like 6 times, and you're looking around like, I could quit right now. Go to the gym and work this technique, man.
You just start doing your finances, and you're like, if I win worlds a couple of times, yep, I can live off this.
Like I just need a couple wins, man. I just need a good win, I need a good showing, man, and all this could change right now. Or I'll be looking at, people around me that don't do jiu-jitsu. They be like, what you watching? I'm like, oh, something jiu-jitsu related. And then I'm like, you want to see? You want to learn it? I'm like, no, I think that might be assault, so I'm not going to do that at work.
That's what you tell them. Hey, come by the gym for a free class.
I know, man. I tell so many people that, like, because I don't like to sit down. Like, I'll work out at work, like on a little downtime. I'll pump out a few push-ups every half hour or so, go to the gym on my lunch break and continue. They'd be looking like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't like to sit still, man. I like to work out. I like to train, like to be active. They're like, man, I don't see how you do it. Like, come to jiu-jitsu and you'll see it. I'm like, mm-mm. They're like, mm-mm. From what I see what you do every day, nah. They're like, because you don't stop. I'm like, I can't, dude. I'm so wrapped up in this lifestyle, this jiu-jitsu lifestyle, where it's like everything is jiu-jitsu.
I feel I'm gonna put that right there on my wall. I don't know how you do it. I have heard that so many times. I'm gonna make that a frame, man, because that's ridiculous.
Well, that's one thing you hear a lot. Is like, man, I don't know how you do it. I don't either. I just do it. I just throw stuff at the wall and hope that it sticks.
Exactly. It's like, how do you cross train? I'm like, I don't know. I just do it. I just like it. I just do it.
Because I got a good friend who goes to the gym every single day. Every single day. He does not miss a gym day. And he's at the gym 4 hours a day. Work full time, take care of his family. He goes to work, come home, sleep, go back to the gym. And I look at him like, dude, how do you do it? And now I'm looking at myself like, yeah, I'm training. I'm going to the gym 5 days a week, training 4 days a week, trying to do more. And I'm sitting looking at myself like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it right now. But once you hook, man, that's it. Once you get started, it's hard to stop. It's so hard to stop.
This is what I tell people whenever they're starting. Once you buy a second or third gi, that's it. You're done. That you're hooked.
Yeah.
This is your life now.
Because I don't know if you saw it, but I had just posted on Facebook. I was like, I don't need no more gis. Yep. And I get this message from Sonable like, yeah, we having a Prime Day sale. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. Like, I don't need no more gis. I think I got like 6 gis. No. I got at least about 8 gis now.
Yep.
Only wear 1, maybe 2.
But you have your favorites. So no, you're not gonna lie. There is your favorites. It's like I look great in this.
I know, right? Like, I like this green one. Like I've been wearing this my green and brown Sonable one for like the last couple months. I got so many gis, and there's like a few gis I haven't even worn yet. They still got tags on it, and it's like I should wear these. I don't want to. I'm used to this one. It's so comfortable, but. It happens, man. But yeah, that's like you said. When your wardrobe is starting to become jujitsu, that's when you know that you're hooked.
Yeah, no, like, and here in Texas, not all gis go work, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's so hot. Yeah. Right now, I'm rocking a Habrock. It's heavy. It's on the thicker side. It has a design inside, and I'm in class. I'm like, help. Please, just put me out, man. Please.
I got a tatami gi that's like that. It's thick, it's heavy, and you feel like you're just like moving like this because once you start sweating, everything just gets so heavy, so you're moving like a robot. But I was like, yeah, those are my if we're gonna have like a good heavy road day, I'll probably throw that on just to get a good extra sweat, but. Other than that, man, I got a couple, tried and true faithful gis I wear. So, and I have another, this one gi, man, I got from one of our affiliates, and I haven't worn yet, and I don't know why, because it's a white gi. It's a very, very beautiful white gi, and I'm like, I don't want to ruin it, man. It's so pretty.
I'm glad you said it.
It's so pretty, man.
And everyone knows white gis are so pretty, but it's just like after that one time, that's it.
That one time, it's over. It is over. Because I have a white gi, a white Vulcan gi that my instructor has, and it has like our school logo on the back. And I've worn it a couple times, and I look at it like, oh my god, this thing looks so dingy because from the sweat stains from it. But I can't get rid. Obviously, I can't get rid of it. So I'm looking at it like I got to get these stains out. But it's a white gi. Because as soon as I get the stains out, you wear it to one class, they're coming back. Yeah, they're coming back aggressive. But
you try Clorox? You essentially create mustard gas in your house trying to get these white stains out. I know the process.
You're in the basement like Walter White, just trying to get these stains out of these white gis.
Yeah.
But some people can do it, man. One guy, he wears his white gi faithfully, and I'm like, dude, how? I can't do white gis. I can't do white gis, man. But yeah, that's the curse, man.
Faithful black gis. I love black gis, man. From now on,
do I have a black gi? See, I don't have a black gi.
There you go. Another reason to purchase something.
Nope, I do. I'm sorry. I do have a black gi. I do have a black, and I have a black and red elite gi. Yeah. Darn it. That was gonna be my excuse. That was gonna be my excuse. Like, oh, I don't have a black gi. Let me go buy one.
Hyperfly does have some really pretty black and pink with blue gis. Check them out. Really, really.
And that's what I'm addicted to now, man. Like, I bought it was like a blue and red Adidas gi I saw on eBay. Someone was selling. It is nice. and I'm like, I'm gonna start getting crazy with these colors because I know once again, Sonic Bull, they got this Easter one. It's like a pastel blue, pink, and brown one.
Whoa, I
And
gotta see pictures out.
Oh man, they're so nice, and they got the NASA ones too, but they can get expensive. Ooh. They can get expensive, but like I love Sonic Bull gis. I love the quality of the gis. I still got my first Sonic Bull gi that I wore when I started jiu-jitsu, and it still wow. Holds true. And I can't knock the quality of the gis, man. But their colors they got now, and they're continue to make colors. I'm like, I gotta get a closet just for Sonic Bull gis.
Yeah, first one after 6 years that you mentioned. That's crazy. I've gone through so many already. Like, man.
Really?
Yeah, I've tried Kings. Half Sumo right now is my favorite. Super light, resistant, because people love to grab grips and throw you around. It's such a fun thing.
Oh yeah. There's another company that makes good gis. War Tribe.
I've seen their ads. I haven't tried them myself yet.
Yeah, those gis are very, very nice. Very, very nice. Very, very durable. Strong gis, man. They're a little heavy. They're a little on the heavy side, but all in all, man, they're fantastic gis. I need to get a sponsorship from one of these guys, man.
Hey, put it as a little link. Please sponsor me.
All right, please, Sonic Bull, please. I'll gladly wear one of your gis on the podcast. I'll do a whole show in the gi.
That's a good name drop because I mean, Sonic Bull 6 years. I could attest. I have not had a single gi that's lasted me more than maybe a year and a half too.
Yeah, and I've went through some gis. I went through some other brand gis. I found on Amazon that was cool. That was good. One wash, they were just done. The lapel curls up, and it just gets so uncomfortable to wear. But Sonic Bull,
it's an A4 now. It's an A1. A1.
Yeah,
short.
I know, right?
Yeah,
it's an A1 short.
Yeah.
The gi that turned to a tank top. Yeah, man, I've seen them, but my Sonic Bull gis, man. Like I said, 6 years. I'm at 6 years. My blue and silver Sonic Bull gi, I can still pop out the closet right now, pop it on, and it still feels like I first bought it.
Even after washing?
Yeah, even after washing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's I don't usually buy particularly a lot of other brands. Like I got a couple Vulcans, I got a couple Fuji gis, but all in all, like I'll go on Sonic Bull website like almost every month to see if they drop new colors, just so I can.
Man, you need to be at least a brand affiliate. Get some commission out of this.
Something, man. I'm like, because everyone who comes into school, they're like, man, what type of gi do you? Sonic Bull. Drop
the link below. Look at the link.
Drop the link. Link below. Click the link. Get a discount on the Sonic Bull gis. It's gonna happen, man. Watch. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep talking about it. It's gonna happen. Watch. For sure.
You have to, man. You have to make it a thing every episode now.
Got to. All right, Frank. So we got a staple here on Talk Your Jits podcast, man. Who your top 3 people, man? Who would you like to roll with?
Top 3 people out of whole world?
Whole world, past, present, doesn't matter. Who's your top 3?
Man, definitely Nicholas Mergali, Michael Musumeci.
Musumeci, that's his name. Yep.
And then
I'm sorry. There was another guy we were talking to, and I couldn't remember his last name, but yeah.
Keenan Cornelius, just because he was the one that really made me addicted to the world.
Gotcha. So that's a solid list, man. That's a solid list. You hear a lot of like Gordon Ryans and whatnot, but just to hear other people, man, is cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, they're game changers right now, man. All 3 of them. Mergali, he's doing crazy things in the gi right now.
Which I love, man, because I remember the conversation with Gordon Ryan and and Joe Rogan, they were talking about on his podcast about like, you know, no one wants to watch gi matches. Everyone likes to know gi combative style matches. And I'm like, I get it, man, because we'll go out, like if we go out to watch a UFC event, and as soon as the match gets to the ground, you can hear everybody just going, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
But everyone at our table was getting so hyped because we know the fight is for real.
Yep.
So many times we've had that, man. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I know exactly the feeling because you'll start yelling like, "Take the back, take the back." You're just yelling, and everyone's like, "What are you talking about?" And I'm like, "You just didn't get it, man.
You just don't get it, man." Because we went to Twin Peaks a couple times, and I think it was a Damian Maya match, and you know it went to the ground. The guys next to us was like, "Man, this wrestling shit, this ground fighting stuff," and everyone at my table is just like so hyped, and they're looking at us like, what are you like? What are you like? Why are you liking this? Like, I'm like, dude, this is what we do.
Yep.
There's like, you know, like he's like the ground fight. I was like, no, jiu-jitsu. Like everyone at this table with us, it was like 12 of us. Like all of us at this table are blue belt and higher, and we all do jiu-jitsu. Do jiu-jitsu. He was like, oh shit. So I was like, yeah, that's why we get hyped for as soon as a good match gets to the ground. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. But
man, I feel who's number one is changing that a little bit. Then they're making it a lot more interesting. The WNO matches that they mix Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, all this, like just random things. Well, not random, but you know, like combative sports in one cage now.
Yeah, I do like that because I think when they first did that with Demetrius Johnson and what's his face? God, his name's I'm looking right. It starts with an R. I'm looking right at his name. But they did the Muay Thai the Muay Thai round. Then they did the MMA round, and I think the third one was supposed to have been another Muay Thai round or something of the sort. Yep. But yeah, it was very, very good, very, very good. But unless you got any questions for me, Frank, man, I would love to, you know, give you the floor. If you got anything else that's coming up, man, or if you want to shout out your school, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you for having me. Great to be training here in San Antonio, Texas. Whenever you come down, or anybody who's listening, House of Jiu-Jitsu, hit me up. I'm on Instagram as Frank Lopez 1. I'll tag the podcast so y'all can find me, and y'all are up. Come train with me. Fun stuff, y'all.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've been itching to travel to other schools outside of Michigan, man. So you're definitely another one added to the list, bro, for sure.
If we had more time, I'll tell you offline. There's a whole community out there that will let you sleep on their couch for free.
I believe it. I am not surprised about that because it's even a guy that was in I did an interview with. He's in Canada, and he was supposed to come down for Grappling Industries, and he's like, hey, look, he's like, ain't you in Detroit? I'm like, yeah. He's like, mind if I crash on your couch? I'm like, I've never met you. I've only seen you online. Yes. You do jiu-jitsu? Sure. Come on, man. Bring the family, you know? But it's like that, man. I love the community, man, and I do appreciate you coming on and telling your story, brother.
Yeah, appreciate being here. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, man. That's it, man. That's today's episode. I would like to thank Frank one more time for coming on the show, man. Blessings with his knowledge and experiences with jiu-jitsu. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to stay updated on all future episodes. This has been Talk Your Jits podcast. Keep rolling, keep grinding, and remember, long live jiu-jitsu. Have a great day. And we're done.